Am I the asshole? For calling my daughter's girlfriend who I've met once during an emergency? I have two kids. Laura 26F and Chris 29M. Laura is an interior designer and Christ is an RN. I met Laura's girlfriend of 6 months Heather 28F in person around 2 weeks ago at a family gathering. Heather was absolutely delightful. She was polite, charming, kind, and she obviously had heart eyes around Laura, so we all immediately got to like her. She also hit it off with my mother Ruth 75F really well. My mom got sick the other day. She was breathless, pale, and kept saying chest was his training to be a cardiologist. So after calling the ambulance, she was the first person I called. She came to the hospital with Laura, helped us throughout the whole process, and only left after everything was sorted out and Mom was well. Christ was pretty mad at me for calling Heather because he said meeting a person once isn't an indication to call them during an emergency. He said I should apologize for disturbing Heather or get her a thank you gift or something, which I certainly will. He told me I had crossed a line and I should have called him first instead of Heather. Was I wrong to call her? Not the asshole. You did what you thought was best. I'd certainly get Heather a thank you gift, and proactively apologize just in case she was bothered. Info: when you say training to be a cardiologist, do you mean she's in undergrad medical school and hopes to be a cardiologist one day, or that she is already a doctor and is completing residency or fellowship? Not the asshole. By 6 months I was engaged. Other lesbians I know were married by 6 months. There is even a joke that a lesbian will jump into a U-Haul and move across the country a week after meeting someone. X200B. She is practically family. Not the asshole. Cardiologist trumps a nurse in this case. Yes, it would have been better to call Laura and ask her to bring Heather, but in an emergency your brain doesn't always function rationally. I get that. Glad your mother is feeling better. Edited to fix familial relationship. Not the asshole. Maybe Chris is just miffed that you didn't call him. Nah. It sounds like you were panicking and your brain jumped onto the nearest apparently logical person. You should speak to Heather and apologize for putting that kind of pressure on her, but I can't call anyone who went through that kind of scare an asshole. Nah. But it's a bit odd to call her directly when you don't really know her, and without knowing what you asked. It may have been somewhat inappropriate to put her in the spot if she thought you were asking for free medical advice. It would have made more sense to call your daughter and ask her to ask Heather if she would mind coming to the hospital to help put your mind at rest. Not the asshole. You were in a stressful situation, wanting help for your mom. So of course your mind is going to go straight to the person you think could help you. Chris is just upset he wasn't called first, and might assume he knows more on the subject than what someone training to be a cardiologist would. Usually that would mean Heather is already a doctor going into the specialty of cardiology. Anyway, just get her a nice gift, thank her and tell her how great she will be in the professional with how she handled this. Since the patient family side is a hard thing to learn. Not the asshole, but call her again to thank her. Send them a restaurant gift certificate or something, flowers, who knows. Keep talking about it. All this crap becomes crap because all the talk stops. It isn't always easy, but you are building relationships all the time. Keep at it. Man, still don't know why people worship Christ when he says things like this. Nah. People are saying that he seems jealous, and maybe, but also maybe not. He's in the field, so he would understand the pressure people can be under when asked by all and sundry. Maybe he was looking out for her. But I don't think you're one either, though I probably would have called him as well. But if the girlfriend was fine with it, then there's no problem. Wait, did you not call Chris to tell him that his grandmother was in the emergency room? That's why he's mad. I'm going to go against the grain and say you're the asshole. Even though she is a doctor, she's not your family's doctor, nor have you established an actual relationship with her. She may have felt in a position where she couldn't say no since she's still new to your family. Give her a gift to apologize and make a genuine effort to know her outside her profession. I know I'm in the minority, but I think you're the R because you don't know her well enough to put that kind of pressure on her. She's also not a member of the family yet, so again, this isn't her responsibility. If anything, you should have called your daughter and have her talk to her girlfriend. You're the asshole. I'd apologize and tell her to be honest if you overstepped. You knew someone who could help you understand what is going on that can be invaluable. You can also apologize to your son as he is also a valuable medical resource. You're the asshole. Reddit is wild. A couple months ago a similar situation was posted, but from the doctor POV, asking if she's the R for telling people to stop calling her, and everyone was saying it's an R move to call a doctor like that. So now it's not an R move? Not the asshole. I think she probably feels special that you called her. I would have. It sounds like maybe your son is hurt because you didn't call them first, which is understandable, but you called someone who clearly cares about your family, as well. Info. Why did you call her instead of your son? That's kind of bizarre. Wouldn't he want to know his grandmother is going to the hospital? You're the asshole. You were way inappropriate. You don't know her or anything about her. They've been dating for all of 6 months. You don't know who she is as a person, let alone what kind of doctor she is. Calling your son was the only appropriate move. I don't even get why you have her number. And I think Christ is more upset you view Heather as having more expertise rather than him, i.e. training to be a cardiologist. Is she a doctor in her residency or a med student? Rather than certified RN. It may also play into you trusted advice from a new acquaintance you met 2 weeks ago over your son of 29 years. You were panicking, so I don't think you're an R, but I also think Christ is just hurt his own mother didn't value him or his knowledge, probably used to many, belittling his as a nurse and wanting a doctor's opinion. And yes, I am very aware doctors have more years of training than nurses, but the point still stands. Jesus Christ. You're the asshole. I think it's rude to use her as a medical resource when you just met. Natar, you did what you thought was best. If you now feel guilty, buy Heather a gift, she'll appreciate it. You're the asshole. Why would you call her first rather than your son? What's she supposed to do? Hurt her? Unless you had permission, it might have been really inappropriate to call her. I would check with her to make sure she was comfortably with that type of call. Not the asshole. Chris is projecting. He was offended that you called Heather and not him, and is berating you about a different issue because saying what he is really feeling makes him look petty. By all means, get Heather a thank you gift, as she was wonderful, and you should be nice. But you did nothing wrong. You should ask Laura what she thought. Some would think it was out of bounds while others don't, but I don't think you could be called an asshole regardless. You did what your heart told you. Natar, but why is your son so mad that you called his sister's girlfriend? It's not his girlfriend. He wasn't bothered. Why is he being a drama toad? Not the asshole. If Heather had no problem, I'd why Chris is making a mountain out of a molehill. Not the asshole. Christ is being insecure and sexist. Of course you'd call a cardiologist and not an RN. You're the asshole. You met this girl once, but your son in an RN? Too soon? Last time this was posted, you're the asshole for bringing GF into a situation she didn't ask for and could have ended up liable for as well. Seems the time of the day was different for this post. Lol, he's mad you didn't call him because of course your mom, his grandma, is family. And due to his medical profession, he probably wanted to use his expertise to help a family member. Not the asshole, but definitely understand why he's upset, felt left out.